Alexander the Great then maintained control over Greece and helped him expand to conquer Persia. Alexander named cities that he conquered, a lot of cities that he conquered after himself, called Alexandria. City-states were fighting Athens and Sparta, weakened them to being conquered by the Macedonians. So the weakness is, though, he doesn't set up a system of government. So when he dies, the generals divide up the territories and kind of gets a little bit crazy after he dies, and that empire kind of falls. Though while they were still going, King Philip, which was Alexander's father, built up an incredibly strong army, and the army is then used to conquer all of Greece, and then, of course, a lot more than that as the title goes. So, a question you could be asked on the quiz, though, is does Alexander deserve the title Great? And you're going to probably be asked like a lot of claim stuff, so that, yeah, just be ready for that. And that could be tough. So, that will be something worth watching as we get the quiz tomorrow. So, that should be very interesting. So, finally, there is Rome, and Rome originally started off as a republic with a Senate, and with Julius Caesar was one of the three councils. They kind of divided up power into a triumvirate, which was pretty interesting. They divvied that up because they want to have checks and balances. The Senate was a bunch of wealthy dudes who said, okay, we're wealthy, we can make laws, that's pretty cool. And they kind of divvy things up there. So then Julius Caesar, one of the consuls, or the presidents in a way, was assigned to Gaul, which is like France, and then he pretty much was doing some pretty dominating things, conquered all of France, and then the Senate didn't like that. They thought that he was being way too aggressive. They didn't want to become an empire. Then they were probably trying to come in and bring him to a trial. Then there was a bit of a problem because the Senate said, "Come, bring your army." Do not bring your army and come face justice in the Senate. He brought his army and kicked all the other consuls out of town, and he then gave birth to the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire then got pretty serious because after he was kicked everyone out, he started being in charge of the Senate. The Senate was like, first, okay, I guess we'll take this, but I don't really like it. Then they ended up stabbing him 23 times, killing him, and that, again, brought on to Augustus, whose real name was, like, Octavian, but they called him Augustus because he was, like, the exalted one, and he was, like, the best, so they took him that name. It was literally like if you named yourself the best. So that's pretty much what his name would be, which is kind of weird. So he then established Pax Romana, and the Roman Empire went on to live pretty peacefully, pretty prosperous until then, of course, Christianity came in at a later date with Constantine, and that's pretty much all the stuff that we covered. So I hope this gets you kind of prepared for the quiz, and it kind of helped me doing it, to be honest, just to get me set up, if you know what I mean. All right, that'll do it.
I admit it, TV's kind of my thing. I'll pretty much watch any crime show with an acronym in the title. I live for quirky 90s sitcoms, crazy nature documentaries, and even the occasional indie dramedy. All I need is my comfy pants, a classic movie, an all-new medical drama, or perhaps a little Tuesday night tearjerker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to today's show. This has been Global, a look at what makes our history. All right, next week, we have a great show for you. We delve into the world of Buddhism. Sounds pretty fun. We will bring you every little detail of everything you need to know about Buddhism and the culture that it represented. So join us next week for a live episode next Saturday. This has been Global on the Spencer Walsh Radio Network.